Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Change Starts With Us. We're going to be starting to do a lot more videos on YouTube and podcasts in the next upcoming weeks. We will be interviewing several people, several inmates, and many others. What our goal is to bring out awareness on what is happening with our prison systems and the prison systems nationwide. So if you or a loved one would like to be on our show, please let myself or any of our board members know, and we'll make sure that we can do a show with you. If it's an inmate calling in, they can call in 2 or 3 times so that the show, they can get everything they want to say down on one show. But we'd have to do a YouTube first, then they would have to call in another time for a podcast. Because it's kind of complicated to do them both at the same time like I am right now. Because if they call in by the phone, I can't use that for the podcast. And I can't use my desktop on YouTube if I have to use that on podcast. So you see what I'm saying is you're going to have to call in a couple different times. Now, that would be the same thing if it's a family member. They would have to call in a couple times. On 2 different times as well, because they'd be calling on the phone. We can also have call-ins from our podcasts as well. And if you could think of a topic that you think would be very vital and very important to our mission. And our mission is to educate, because if you don't educate people, how can you change the system? If you judge people, how can you change the system? Because you have that hate and judgmental attitude in you, you're not really fighting for the well-being of those who are behind bars. So we have to start educating people today. We have a young lady calling in from ORW. I'm not going to say her name, though. She's calling in at 2 o'clock. I'm going to do a YouTube video with her, and it would be under James Cronenberger on YouTube, and you could look at all of our YouTube videos that you would like to, because some of them are pretty good and some of them are pretty boring. It just kind of depends if I have someone calling in or not. Sean Steele was on yesterday, and boy, does he do a tremendous job. Or was that Wednesday? I can't remember. But he does a tremendous job. He calls in every couple of weeks. David Dahl calls in every couple of weeks. And, we're starting to bring out this awareness that is so important to so many people. We have Russell Lee in Florida, who will be moving shortly, who's a great advocate. And we have so many other people that care and that would like to see things change so that our friends can have a fair hearing at a pro board, a fair chance for release, programming, receive proper medical. It goes on, because we know the abuse that has taken place. I remember a few years ago, we filed a complaint with the DRC about a officer at Dayton Correctional that was sexually harassing women, that would force the women to do stuff in front of him. And the DRC said there's no truth to it. So all these women are lying. And you cannot file a grievance because you will be retaliated against. And I tell them still to file a grievance, but they are too scared and intimidated by the staff at the different prisons because they will retaliate. And they will shake down the person unlawfully, break his stuff, just tear his cell apart. In some cases, they refuse to give that individual medication that he deserved, that he needed. I remember years ago at Grafton Correction when I was there was a inmate that worked in medical. He had severe chest pains. He had a pacemaker and all that already. He was probably about 70 some years old. But they told him go back to his cell block after count, go down there to see them. Well, he ended up dying on his way back to his dorm because the medical refused to treat him. Nothing ever came of that, of course. These are just a few examples. So we're asking for people who are incarcerated to call in and get their number approved, and they are pretty much free to discuss what they would like to. The lady that's calling in today is going to talk about the life of a female in the Ohio prisons. And that's kind of interesting because we know how the men's prisons are, but a lot of us don't know the women's side or what they're going through. So please stay tuned with us, and you'll enjoy our shows, and they're very educational, everyone. Have yourself a great day. Our next podcast will be in a few days, folks. We'll keep you posted.